Hello, baseball fans, and welcome. The show brings you a matchup of division rivals. It's the Miami Marlins going up against the Atlanta Braves. And this is the rubber match, Siggy.
And these games can really shape your season, Boog. You always want to come through when you have a chance to win a series. That'll boost confidence amongst the entire organization.
And we'll be back with the first pitch right after this. All right, just about set to go. Getting the nod in this one, Spencer Schwellenbach.
Yeah, he's definitely had a struggle so far this year, as evidenced by that inflated whip. But he's going to have to find a way to limit the base runners, put his team in a position to win a ball game. So we know he's prepared. We know this guy's a competitor, and we'll watch how he works in this one.
All right, ready to go here. And stepping in is the speedy Johan Rojas. In the air, right field. And Acuna able to make the grab. One down. And time now for the Marlins lineup. A guy who's been huge for them over the last month plus, Junior Caminero.
Not doing anything crazy right now, but he's been solid over the last 10 games. And hey, with that batting average, if it was over the course of a full season, you're talking about Hall of Fame numbers. 333 over the last 10 games. 1 for 3 doesn't seem that impressive, but you know what? It's tough to do when you consider a longer stretch. They're going to enjoy this little run right now.
Line drive, base hit. So they get a man aboard with a one-out single. So here's Wade now. High fly ball down the left field line. Kelman makes the catch, and there's 2 away. Junior Caminero, the next up for the Marlins. Singy, when the year's over, he'll have a new career high for RBIs in a season. Runner takes off. Down the right field line. That's a base hit. And they hold him at third. 90 feet away with 2 out.
That pretty much split the zone down the middle, and those are the ones where you got to make them pay.
So digging in, Garrett Mitchell. And that one fouled off.
Well, the best way to shake off yesterday's struggles is to get on the board early. They've got a guy in scoring position. They've got to find a way here to get him in.
Line drive, that's a base hit. And they'll score first. It's 1-0.
Well done. Drives in the run. That's about as textbook as it gets. Got his stride and load out of the way early. He stayed inside that ball and squared it up out front. Man, that was like he was in the cage hitting off a tee.
First and second, 2 outs. This is Willie Castro. And they're all loaded up.
Take your base.
Well, lots of pitches thrown in this first inning. It's kind of that nightmare scenario for starting pitching. But you know what? It's still early enough. He can settle in. He can get some length if he just cleans up his mechanics a little bit.
Next to hit, Otto Lopez. That's ripped into the outfield. And Acuna able to make the grab. So 1 run in the inning on this base hit. It's an early 1-0 lead. It's Major League Baseball, and it's on the show. And we're back. And today's starting pitcher, Sandy Alcantara. And Singy, it's unique these days, but he's more of a pitch-to-contact type of guy.
Yeah, Boogie doesn't rely too heavily on the strikeout. He knows he needs to miss barrels, get some soft contact, let the defense do work behind him. And I think a guy like that can keep a good tempo, don't give hitters time to adjust or think. They can move through a ball game, and you look up, they're in line for a quality start. We'll see what he's got in this one.
Swing and a ball lifted left field. Myers makes the grab, one down. Okay, let's check out the lineup. Down to the 8th spot, a guy that's trying to get back on track at the plate, Orlando Arcia.
Well, right-handed pitching has been a real challenge for him so far this season. You know, he's just not showing much consistency in those at-bats. Clearly, he's getting a shot to change that narrative in this one. Manager has some confidence that he can get it done. I'll be looking to see if he can put some good at-bats together to get some confidence going.
The other way. Here's Acuna now. Check swing called strike. That's strike 2. Swing and a miss, struck him out.
Came inside with that 2-strike fastball nicely and just bunched him up on the inside part of the plate. Couldn't get around on it and catch it out front. Many times if you do, it's a foul ball. And you know, a lot of pitchers, they really don't like working inside with 2 strikes because they do not want to hit that batter. And when they've got him up against the ropes, got to figure out a way to put him away. Did a nice job right there.
Right side, hard hit. They get the force, and that'll do it. Braves strand 1. They're down 1-0. Back at Truist Park. And now here is Dane Myers. Swing and a ball lifted in the air. Acuna after it. Hauls it in for the out. Nick Fortes, the next up for the Marlins. One down, base is empty. And there's a foul ball. And that one popped in the air, left field. Harris snags it for the second out. So the batting order turns over. And now for the Marlins, Johan Rojas.
If there's nobody on in front of him, you know, a single for him many times is a double. This guy is off to the races, ready to steal a bag when he's on first base.
Slice to right. Acuna brings it in for the third out. Nothing doing here this half. Now to the bottom of the second. It's the Marlins 1 and the Braves nothing. We head to the bottom of the second. Matt Olson up to the plate. The wind to kick the pitch. Right through there for a strike. Swing and a pop-up. Castro has a beat on it. Puts it away for the out. Michael Harris the second. Next up for the Braves. Harris went deep in his most recent game. Swing and a miss. There's that changeup.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Just missed.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Time to look at our umpiring crew in this one. Kenny Jansen behind the plate.
Yeah, and expect a little inconsistency on the corners. He doesn't make any wild calls, but he does give and take there a little bit. So he doesn't have the easiest strike zone to figure out, especially as the game goes on when you're expecting it to become more consistent.
Spoils that one, and it remains 2-2. Swings and misses, struck him out.
He had him out in front, which isn't easy to do against a hitter like this, known for using the entire field. Just couldn't sit back long enough on that one.
Here's Jared Kelnick. That one lifted to left. Myers makes the grab, and that's the inning. We played 2 innings. It's 1-0. Back here in Atlanta, and now here's a speed threat. Outfielder Sal Frelick. This one high in the air to left center. Puts it away for the out. And there's one away. Here's Lamont Wade Jr. That one ripped right center field. Forget it. He made him pay for that one. Home run number 20 on the year, and they add a run. It's 2-0. He put a charge into that one.
That was a lightning swing right there, no doubt about it. Sometimes we say it's a sinker that didn't sink. Well, that was a splitter that just didn't split. Kind of like a BP fastball. And when you throw that pitch, don't expect to get it back. You're getting a new baseball from the umpire.
One down at the plate. Junior Caminero. Cracks his bat and pops him up. Lays out, but he can't squeeze it. The throw comes in too late, and they don't get an out on the play. The comebacker got him down low, and you can really see him favoring the leg. That's his plant leg, which might be a concern, Chris.
Yeah, you hope he's got some feeling in that leg so he can land on it, like you said. But from the way he's acting out there, I think it looks like he's going to be okay and try to continue, Boo.
And now the center fielder, Garrett Mitchell. Now a fly ball to right center. Harris after it. Brings it in. And there are 2 outs. Well, Chris, through the early stages, he hasn't been very efficient in terms of the pitch count. He's going to need to get some quick outs if he's going to get deeper into this game. And at the plate for Miami, Willie Castro. It is interesting, though, when you consider the way the game is run now. Doesn't even matter that much if your starter doesn't go that deep, because teams are really aggressively building their bullpens. On a line, base hit. And now 2 aboard. Now it's the second baseman, Otto Lopez. 2 outs. And that's off the inside edge. And a count 2-1. This to center field. Harris racing after it. Grabs it on the run. And that is that. 1 scores in the inning, coming on this solo home run. And it's 2-0. You're watching Major League Baseball on the show. Welcome back. Let's take a look at how the series has played out so far. And it's fouled off.
Got some cut action to it. Velocity pretty good on that slider. So far, moving the ball around nicely.
And a slider misses down and away.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
swing and a line drive and a base hit out into left center field. So a man on base to start the inning.
Everything came together for him. And, man, I'll tell you, a line drive like that into the gap just feels so good. It's feedback that you have everything on time and in control from start to finish with your swing.
Drake Baldwin next up for the Braves. And it's strike two.
1-2.
That one to first. Wade over to Castro for one. Out on the toss to the pitcher. It's a 3-6-1 double play.
The 3-6-1 double play, in my opinion, is one of the toughest plays to make. You've got a pitcher covering first and the middle infielder throwing to a moving target. Everything has to be perfect, and right there they made it look pretty easy.
Back to the top of the lineup, Masataka Yoshida now at the plate. Back to the mound. It hit him. Throw not in time. It's an unlikely infield single. And now they'll hustle out to check on him. That was quite a shot he took as you see him down on a knee.
Yeah, clearly in some real pain, but he will not want to come out of this game if he doesn't have to. It's looking to me like he's going to try to shake it off and continue.
Man at first. Here's the second baseman, David Fletcher. Yoshida off of first with two away. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. In plenty of time to first. Fletcher retired. And that is that. One left for Atlanta. They trail it here 2-0. Back here at the ballpark, let's check out the latest news from around the league. 1-1 now. That one back up the middle and it gets through. So a runner aboard to start the inning. And up next for Miami, Nick Fortes. Swing and a line drive ripped out into right center. That's a base hit. Rounds third, headed for the plate. Relay throw home. He's safe. And they're up by 3.
Puts a run on the board and picks up an RBI. Nice job of driving that pitch the other way on a line. You know, hitters, they take so many reps in the cages working on going to the opposite field, and it doesn't always translate into the game, but right there it did, and he did it perfectly.
Back to the top of the Miami order. Digging in, Johan Rojas. And a swing and a miss there.
2-2.
Swing and a ground ball, and that one gets through into center field. The throw in. Save! In comes the run from second. And it's 4-0.
Well, here we are, third time through the order, and this is where we see the OPS jump up. Manager might have to go to the bullpen a little bit sooner than he anticipated.
So a man at first. And now for the Marlins, Sal Frelick. High fly ball out to left field. Kelnick corrals it, and there's one down.
Up next for the Marlins, the first baseman, Lamont Wade Jr.
Lamont Wade Jr. the next up for the Marlins. And that's down and away. Man at first, one away. Hit in the air left field. Kelnick sizing this one up. No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. Out number 2. Junior Caminero, the next up for the Marlins. Next offering misses. 2 balls and a strike.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Check on the runner.
He's safe.
Liner, base hit. They stop the lead runner at second. Now 2 on with 2 outs.
Look, I don't think that pitch would have been called a strike, but he did such a nice job of pulling his hands tight to the body and just getting enough of the barrel on it to be hard enough back up the middle for a knock.
Here comes the skipper out of the dugout, and he's ready to make the move. Spencer Schwellenbach out of the game, and this is one he'd like to forget. Back with a new arm after this. And we've got ourselves a pitching change. Bryce Elder.
He's averaging more than 1 hit allowed per inning pitched this season, and that's not where you want to be at all. So we'll see how he does here.
Here's the center fielder, Garrett Mitchell. Breaking ball misses down and away. Two on, 2 outs. And that one is inside. Willie Castro next to hit for the Marlins. Two outs. Here's a high fly ball out to center. Harris on his way over. He makes the grab. And that is that. So it's 2 runs on 4 hits. No errors and a couple left on. And midway in the 4th, it's the Marlins 4 and the Braves nothing. Back at the ballpark, and in this series, it has been lights out on the mound as we take a check of the numbers. In the air, pretty deep out to center field. Mitchell gets under it, drops into the glove, and there's 1 down.
Now batting, the third baseman, Austin.
Here's Austin Riley. 1 out, base is empty. Drilled in the air, high and deep right field. Onto the track, and he makes the catch.
And he hammered that to straightaway center field. It's a deep part of the ballpark. Tell you what, that wind is blowing straight in. Got to be a big man if you're going to go through the wind of that part of the park. It just knocked that ball down.
That's a strike. 2 down, nobody on. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. Cut on and miss, struck him out. And a nice inning of work there as he sets him down 1-2-3. Braves go down quickly here. They trail it here 4-0. Ready now for the 5th inning. Now it's the shortstop, Willie Castro. And now 2-1. Movement in the Atlanta bullpen. Aaron Bummer, the left-hander, up and throwing. Lee also throwing. And he hits a ground ball right side. 1 away here in the 5th.
Now batting, the second baseman, Otto Lopez.
Now it's the second baseman, Otto Lopez. Base is empty, 1 away, and we're at the top of the 5th. Swing and a ground ball out to short. Arcia whips it
He's
to
out.
first. 2 up, 2 down. Two outs, base is empty. Now the left fielder, Dane Myers. In the air, right side. Acuna on the run. Snags it on the run. And that's the third out. And welcome back to the ballpark. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. Now here is Michael Harris II. Hot shot to third. Tosses to first.
He's out.
1 up, 1 down.
Well, he's doing a nice job of keeping the ball out of the air. Lets the defense work behind him with another ground ball. Good execution.
Here's the left fielder, Jared Kellner.
The offense needs to start showing some fight against this starter. He's doing his thing out there. They're going to have to push back at some.
Swing, and this one's blasted. It's got a chance. And out of here. And they cut into the deficit. It's 4-1.
Boog, I wasn't sure he hit that one as hard as he needed to get it out of here, but it had just enough behind it for the homer. What an attempt at the wall, though. He really gave a terrific effort to try and bring that one back.
1 out, base is empty. Here's Orlando Arcia. And that is in for a strike. 1 and 2.
He's pitching well, but not throwing a ton of first pitch strikes. Usually doesn't work out for success, but you can never predict baseball.
Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout.
Well, we see it a lot more these days than we ever did when I played, but a slider in the 90s still catches your attention. Even if you're sitting on the pitch, good luck recognizing that tight spin and adjusting to the late break.
Two down, base is empty. And now the catcher comes up to him. Drake Baldwin. That one to first. He takes it himself to the bag, and that'll do it. So the Braves get one back on the solo. It's now a 4-1 ball game. It's Major League Baseball on the show. Welcome back as we take a look at how today's starting pitchers have fared so far. That one misses, so a leadoff walk.
Looked like a questionable call in that spot. He even seemed a little surprised it went his way at the plate, but as a hitter, you'll take that all day.
So the lineup flips over. Johan Rojas digs in now. Elder fires. Outside.
Pretty easy to give up on that pitch right there. Started on the edge of the plate with the spin. You know it's going to finish well off the plate.
The Braves bullpen has some activity. Pierce Johnson preparing to come on if needed. Swung on, popped up on the infield. He's there. He's got it. And there's one down.
Good hard fastball up in the zone right there. They look really good coming in, but so hard to get on top of as a hitter.
And now the right fielder, Sal Frelick. That one finds the zone. 3-2 now.
This guy absolutely flies. The defense wants to turn two, but they've got to get a ball they can do it with. Make sure you get the first out before you try to rush and get two and end up with nothing.
And ball 4, 2 aboard.
Well, interesting. He went with the off speed and walked the hitter. Man, you got to challenge the guy with the fastball.
And at the plate for Miami, Lamont Wade Jr. He blasted one out earlier in the third.
Just a solo home run, but an important swing of the bat in this game. We've already seen him do it once. Can he do it again?
Two on, one out. Ground ball, and that's through the infield. Headed for the plate. Now a long throw home. It's off the mark, and he scores. And they lead by 4.
Picks himself up an RBI. Just kept it simple. Played pepper with the middle of the infield and took it back where it came from, and there was just no one there to knock it down.
2 on, 1 out. Junior Caminero getting ready to hit. Ground ball right side. Off balance feed. There's one. Back to the pitcher covering. It's a double play. Nicely done, and that'll do it. But the RBI single pushes across a run. It's now a 5-1 ball game. Well, we go bottom 6, and now the DH, Masataka Yoshida.
Thinking about Yoshida, he's never going to be the biggest player when he's on the field, but that doesn't mean he can't hit. He gets on base and doesn't strike out very often. That combo makes you a valuable asset to your club.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Now 5 strikeouts for him on the mound.
Definitely made him chase a little bit out of the zone right there. I don't think that's a strike if he takes it. Pretty textbook pitching. Get ahead in the count, get the guy in the box on his heels, and then force him to chase your pitch where he doesn't have much of a chance to do any damage.
Makes the catch for the out. And there's 2 down.
Now batting, the right fielder, Ronald.
2 outs, base is empty. Here's Ronald Acuna Jr. at the plate. Now a screamer into the outfield. Makes the grab on the run. And that'll do it. Down in order go the Braves. They're down 5-1. Back at Truist Park. And now the center fielder, Garrett Mitchell.
Garrett Mitchell.
That one misses, so a leadoff walk.
Close pitch there, but you got to forget about that call if you're out on the mound. You can't let it affect you going forward. You got to get out of the inning first, and then if you want to be frustrated, take it out in the dugout.
And a rope into center field, base hit. Harris fires it in quickly. Runner stops at second, and the first 2 reach to start the inning.
Well, that certainly feels good when you can win the at-bat after being down in the count, up against it with 2 strikes right there. You'll often hear the phrase short to it, long through it, and that's a great example of it right there. Got the barrel in the hitting zone early, squared it up with the well-timed swing, and came away with a beautiful line drive into center field.
Now at the plate, Otto Lopez. Next offering is in for a strike. He swings and hits a fly ball, center field. Pulls it in on the run. And there's 1 down.
They trust him in center field because he's capable of making plays on the run, and we saw it right there. That's a player you want patrolling center field. Someone who can attack the ball off the bat.
And now, Dane Myers. Runners at first and second with one gone here in the top half of inning number 7. That one laced to center and a base hit. Coming home. He'll score easily. It's an RBI single, and the lead is up to 5. Well, Singy, he is locked in there.
Well, he's really slowed the game down, and it's like he's moving in full speed, and everybody is a step or two behind. The way that he squared up that baseball tells me that he is seeing it like a beach ball.
Here comes the manager out of the Braves dugout, and he will make a move to the pen. Bryce Elder gives way, and the line not closed on him yet as he's responsible for the runners on base. Back with a new pitcher after this. Pierce Johnson will come in.
And with the big deficit on the scoreboard, he almost has to just put that out of his mind. Every outing matters for relievers and their numbers, but I think it's tough to get up for this type of appearance the same way you would for one in a close game.
First and second, one out. Fortes, the next to hit. Off the mark there, and that's ball 3.
3-1.
Breaking ball through there for a strike.
Yeah, that's really the money spot, down and away. If you can locate that consistently, it's going to be real tough for hitters to square that up. That's what you'd love to see relievers do coming out of that bullpen.
On the ground right side, and it finds its way through for a hit. Here's the throw to the plate. Tag, not in time. He scores. And it's now a 6-run lead.
Couple of singles back-to-back. Just a simple ground ball the other way that had eyes on it, man. Sometimes that's all you need to do. Just let the ball travel, put the ball in play, and just hope it finds a hole.
So 1 out with 2 aboard. Next is the designated hitter, Johan Rojas. On the ground to short, could be 2. The throw to second, and they'll just get the 1.
Now back to the right fielder, Sal Frelick.
And up next for Miami, Sal Frelick. Two on, 2 outs. Line drive, Arcia. They take the force out. That ends the inning, and they limit the damage. So 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, but 2 are left stranded. 7th inning stretch time. It's the Marlins 7 and the Braves 1. Back here in a blowout, which gives us a chance to talk about just about anything.
Bro, don't get me fired.
All right, Singy, when you played, how much of a fashionista were you? Would you come to the ballpark dressed to the nines?
No, I wouldn't. Even on the road trips, I was, pretty average. There were some guys that would dial it up, and there'd be some outfits where you're kind of double taking and saying, where in the world are you going? But overall, I'd say I kept it low key.
And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. Yeah, you see some guys into the fashion nowadays and big on the gram, as the kids like to say. Post their fits, right? That's what you say?
Is that what it is?
Fits? Your fit, your outfit, your fit.
Got a little drip around the neck, too.
Yeah, believe it. Scale of 1 to 10, how old do we sound right now?
Really old, like close to Social Security benefits.
Yeah. And a 2-1 on the way. Foul ball there. The Braves with a lot of ground to make up here at the bottom of the 7th. Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row.
Well, he's on a great run of strikeouts and showing excellent control and command, not walking opposing batters. This offense, they've got to find a way to break his rhythm, put the bat on the ball, maybe try to bunt for a base hit, get him off the mound, moving around, step out, something to interrupt his timing because he's coming right after these guys.
And they'll do it again. On the ground to short. zips it across, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for the Braves. This one pretty well decided at this point. 8th inning coming up. It's the Marlins 7 and the Braves 1. All set for the start of the inning. Stepping in, Lamont Wade Jr. The 1-1. That one the other way. Kelnick makes the grab, one away. Now the third baseman, Junior Caminero.
No matter what, when you're playing this kind of rival, take your game to another level.
Base is empty, one away, and we're in the top of the 8th. Swing and a pop-up. Riley hauls it in, and there's 2 away. Two down, base is empty. Here's the center fielder, Garrett Mitchell. The 1-1. That one fouled off.
Well, 2 outs and a chance to put up a 0 on the scoreboard here, and that's not something that's come easy for this staff in this one.
Up the middle, and there's a hit, and that keeps the inning alive. Here's the shortstop at the plate, Willie Castro. And there's a hit. Mitchell around third. The relay to the plate, and he's out. Bunt down, and that ends the inning.
Always exciting to see a play at the plate. Trying to score with 2 outs, but the tag just gets him in time, and they cut down the run to end the inning.
Anthony Bender gets the ball now.
And compared to a lot of other relievers, strikeouts have not been a big weapon for him this year, so the defense should be active.
This one in the air. Fortes settles underneath it. Makes the grab, and a quick out, number 1.
That was a good hard fastball with some nice ride up in the zone right there. Hitter looked like he was on it, but I think that velocity at the end just beat him. Instead of a line drive or something hit deep, it's a pop-up and an easy out for the defense.
That misses the zone, and the count's even at 2. And that's downstairs and outside. Stays alive. That one blasted deep to right. That's back. Going, gone. That one felt good. His 12th of the season. It's 7-2.
That's an incredible job of letting that breaking ball get deep, trusting your hands, and driving it out the other way. That's how you practice it in the cage. Incredible when you can translate it into the ball game.
So 1 out, nobody on. Drake Baldwin will hit next. Swing and a pop-up in foul ground. Caminero sizes this one up, has room, and he makes the catch.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Yoshida.
And next is the designated hitter, Masataka Yoshida. Out towards right center field. Frelick has a beat on it. He's got it, and that'll end the inning. Braves get one on the big fly. It's 7-2. Back after this on the show. We're back. It's the top of the ninth, and there's a new pitcher on the mound, Dylan Lee.
Well, they need someone to stop the bleeding and keep the score right where it is. Seems like a tough task today with the way this lineup is swinging it.
Hit in the air, center field. Harris has a beat on it. He's got it. One away. Here's the left fielder, Dane Myers. Ripped to short, snagged on a bounce. Nicely
He's
done
out.
for the out. Two outs, base is empty. Now it's the Marlins catcher, Nick Fortes. Here's a high chopper. Throw on to Olsen, and the inning is over. Nothing across here this half. 2-3-4 set to hit in the bottom of the ninth. It's the Marlins 7 and the Braves 2. All set for the bottom of the ninth. So now to the plate for Atlanta, David Fletcher. Out to short, Castro. Fires across the diamond.
out.
Fletcher retired.
The right fielder, number 13, Ronald Acuna Jr.
And here is Ronald Acuna Jr. He's a guy, Chris, whose highlights include some of the best throws from the outfield that you will ever see. Definitely one of the best arms in the sport. Line to left. Myers snags it, and there's two down.
Now batting, the third baseman, Austin.
So it's their last chance in this one. Austin Riley next up for the Braves. Two down, nobody on. We're in the last half of the ninth inning. Just a slow ground ball this time, and that's a foul ball.
Well, they've kept him pretty quiet in this series. Still doesn't have a knock. I know you want to get that first knock out of the way. Maybe more will come, but you
Hit to the left side, and this is going to do it. Throw to first is in time, and that'll do it. The Marlins win the rubber match of this three-game series.
Sometimes it takes just getting away from home. Players can sort of come together, connect a little bit more than they do when they're at home with their families, and that can breed to success on the field, as we saw in this game today. Excellent win by this team.
7-2 your final here today. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew, I'm John Shambi saying so long